Continuing with the playthrough of Agent USA, I'm on my way to meet the Fuzzbomb in New York City. There's the cover of the game box again with the E-unit. And here is not an E-unit. This is a rocket train. It's supposed to take me actually to Chicago, where I'll connect. So the train leaves. Time zone changes again. And here I am in Chicago. I don't know if they did the skyline of Chicago so well, but many of these skylines are authentic. I can't really spot the Sears Tower or any of the landmarks in Chicago there. Because there's no info booth, we go direct to the next best connection. I think there are some trains to New York from here, but you have to wait a very long time for them. And it occurred to me that the Fuzzbomb was probably already moved by this point. So I decided to go indirectly to Washington, D.C. so that I would know exactly where the Fuzzbomb is as of the time I reach the East Coast. It also will give me fewer fuzz bodies to fight through. Because if I go direct to New York, I'm going to have to fight all of them in the largest city and station in the country. Perhaps for nothing. So here we're departing. This would be on the Capital Limited in real life, if I'm not mistaken. But the bottom line is that it's a very, very long trip. Made shorter by a rocket train, obviously, which Amtrak doesn't have. So here we are, Washington. And now I will go to the info booth. See what's going on. I expect the fuzz will have spread quite a bit by now. This is why you have to finish the game early. You see, it's taken over New York and Massachusetts there. So its location is currently New York City, the Fuzzbomb is. So we're going to go and intercept the Fuzzbomb in New York City. Now, as you'll see, the Fuzzbomb is actually moved, but I didn't know that when I was playing this. But I went with the best information I had. So here's my train. This is at least realistic that the fastest trains in the country are between New York and Washington and New York and Boston. So we zoom up the Northeast Corridor to New York City. It's a reasonably accurate time, too. So we pull in and the fuzz bodies will attack. So I have to fight them off. You can't actually shoot the crystals at them, you have to drop them in their path, which can be kind of sloppy. If you get hit, you lose half your crystals. Now the citizens can help you a bit because they have the crystals of their own, but they're so ineffective that they can be one of the main obstacles to winning the game because they take your crystals, they don't fight very well, and they especially take your crystals when you're trying to grow them, which means you have to push them all over the place to keep them out of your way. Because here I'm down under 100, so if the Fuzzbomb is down there, I have to grow more before I can fight him. And I will have quite a time fighting probably the largest army of fuzz bodies in the country here. Because it's New York City. By far the largest city in the US and the largest in the game. You can see the Twin Towers in the background there because this is a 1984 game. Those would be all lit up at other hours, but notice it's 2 o'clock in the morning, or 2:03. So probably not realistic. New York City never sleeps. So here we're still battling the fuzz bodies there. Now you notice my crystals are getting more depleted as I try to grow them and fight off the fuzz bodies. So I'm going to have another delay while I rebuild my supply of crystals here, or I even think about doing battle with the fuzz bodies. I deliberately gave some there to the locals so that they could fight. Looks like I'm not going to be able to do this on my own. And they're doing pretty well today, actually. Normally they're just a nuisance. This time they're fighting pretty well. So, this battle with the fuzz will continue. And some crystals are down to 58, which isn't particularly wonderful. So I'm going to try and grow more in the midst of these citizens here. And as it says, 4 minutes later, I have enough crystals to sweep the station to see if the Fuzzbomb is actually here. So I'm going to go through all the rooms. This is not based, of course, on any real-life New York station, whether Penn or Grand Central. None of the stations are. The number of rooms is determined by the size of the city, but that's about it, really. All the appearances of all the stations are standardized. And of course, in real life, if you had a fuzz menace, you would have to clear the whole city, not just the train stations. But everything about the game is simplified. It's a kid's game from the 80s. That's to be expected. So then I have to grow more crystals, now that things have calmed down, and fight off the fuzz as they show up on the trains. And this will take a while. I need 100, and it's not going to happen immediately. Here come more of the fuzz. When they come in threes like that, it can be really difficult. People can be your opponent as soon as they turn into a fuzz body, so you have to simultaneously defend them and stop the fuzz. So 9 minutes, after 9 minutes, I got 100 crystals. And I decided that the nearest info booth is probably Albany. So I'll go up the Hudson line to Albany and see what I find. The Albany station, which in real life is Albany Rensselaer, is much bigger proportionally in this game than it is in real life. And the city is treated with greater significance as well. It's treated as a city of greater significance. It is the state capital of New York, but it's not even the second largest city. So I wait for my train. Not be a rocket train, incidentally, since Albany's just up the Hudson line. And this will be continued.